All right. Happy day after Labor Day. We know you guys are here. Good job for either being here to work on time and or shortening your vacation to come back. Did you guys have a good Labor Day? Yes. Did anyone get outside? Yeah. Yes. I heard a lot of beach times. That's good. Yes. Road bikes. Labor Day is nice. It's nice we had a nice warm weather. Good to be back and good to see everyone back. So let's get started, you guys. No, the clicker. Yeah, there's chairs up here. Don't be scared. First of all, just want to give a shout out to everyone. If you guys have a birthday this month, congratulations. It is a nice big list for us, you guys. Round of applause for all of our September babies. All of our September babies. See lots of good names on here. Yep. And then, I don't know why this clicker is being a little tricky this morning. Right, let's do our Buckaville shout outs. I have to get Summer to change that little doggy because he has like a tweaked out eye for some reason. He's very cute. It's just his eye is a little bit tricky. Do you guys have any shout outs, bucket fills? I've got a couple, but I want to open it up.
It's a rescue.
It's a rescue. Oh, thanks, Manny, for making me feel bad about it. I love how when everyone says that, it's like, oh. Even though we have no idea if this little puppy's a rescue. Do you guys have any Buckaville shout outs? I've got some. I had to move one. No? Shout out to the team. Well, I want to shout out to Kelly, but she's not here yet, so I moved her slide. That's going to be in just a little bit. We're going to celebrate her as a capper. Otherwise, you guys, I just want to give a general round of applause to everyone here in the office that's been working really hard this last week. We've seen a lot of people coming in and doing calls. We see all you. We know Veritas Group is like doubling down. It's great to see a lot of people who haven't been in here a little while. So just round of applause if you guys have been in the office this week. Just a little bit of a shout out. So round of applause if you've been in the office this week to work. Thank you. Okay. Next up, I'd love to bring up our sponsor, Greg. Greg, why don't you come on up here with Blue Dolphin? If you just want to introduce yourself, say hi. You guys, thank you for the delicious food. Great.
I'm a 949, by the way, so.
We'll fix that. We'll fix that.
You guys for having us again. I'm Greg. This is Jim. We're Blue Dolphin Restoration. We're a local 24/7 emergency services company based out of Laguna Hills, and we specialize in water mitigation and mold remediation. So if you have any clients that are closing, maybe need mold clearance, feel free to give us a call. We are a great resource and a really quick turnaround time for something like that. We'll get, for any emergencies, we'll get anywhere in Orange County within an hour. We service up to LA, North County, San Diego, and the Inland Empire. We're licensed, bonded, and insured, and we're actually on an affiliate program with quite a few of Keller Williams offices at the moment.
Yeah.
Jim, you want to say anything?
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having us. We're really, really grateful to be here again and to share with you guys and kind of stay on your radar. A couple of things that we do. I know a lot of people right now, they're really trying to avoid having to file claims on their properties when they do have calamities. And come time for sale, the less amount of claims you could have on a property kind of helps with that sale a lot of times. We offer financing as a thing as well for certain clients that might make sense. We're willing to work through escrow. We're pretty versatile, and I have a very experienced team. All the technicians on our team have at least 5 years experience. These are people who can go into a house, all IICRC certified. They understand structural drying and mold remediation to the T. We're very efficient with what we do, and our managers have about a decade experience on average. So we bring a lot of experience in the industry. With that, we are able to take the baton. You give us a name, number, address. A lot of times we can go out there and see the job start to finish to make sure you can get back to the important things like selling that home in a reasonable time frame and getting you those mold clearances a lot of times that we tend to hear from Keller on. So
Also really quick, you also facilitating any environmental testing, contents pack out, and we do reconstruction and remodels too.
as a one-stop shop. So
Yeah.
you call us, we remove it, clean it, dry it, replace it, make it look like it never happened. And you guys get back in there and sell the property. So
Any questions for us?
Great. Thank you, guys.
What two questions? Number one is what's the most common restoration, case that you see out there for in residential?
it's really kind of across the board. I mean, we see everything from you know, burst pipes, slab leaks, things like that. We see a lot of mold jobs. I mean, there's really not one cause. Calamities happen in all sorts of cases. We had a job this last week. Some guy was taking down some boxes to set up something in his yard for Halloween. Stepped on an orange pipe, right? The little fire suppression pipes we see in a lot of new builds, and flooded out a house top down. There's a ton of different things that happen. Either way, we can handle anything start to finish. We can build you a house if you need. So we're happy to be a resource.
That's great.
And why Blue Dolphin?
Honestly, it's kind of a neutral name. We liked it because, hey, I could walk into, you know, a corporate office, people would be able to, you know, remember it. And I could also go into a home with maybe a single parent who has some small children. It can be comforting and non-threatening. And mammals are, it's a, you know, very smart mammal, and it's a beautiful logo, actually.
Yeah, good answer. Thank you, guys. Big round of applause. Thank you. It's so important that it's yet again another one of those affiliate services that you want to have in your cell phone as we're going into the rainy season and in the winter season, especially, yep, I'm seeing lots of eyes roll, especially when you have some listings that are coming up. You guys want to have these people in your back pocket because getting there in under an hour, that's great. It's a really good service. Thank you.
That's a 949, right?
949. And we're going to go ahead and post. We do have his business cards around here as well. And we're going to go ahead and post that afterwards as well on our affiliate page. So thank you, Greg. So Kelly, I want to bring you on up here because we just, I want you hop on up here, my girl. We want to celebrate Kelly for capping you guys. Kelly. Kelly is a solid, amazing producer. You've grown so much, and now you have a team, and you're a social media influencer. So this literally has just been quite a year for you. So anything that you have to tell our group, words of encouragement, maybe one thing that kind of helped get you where you got.
Well, gosh, I really just want to say that I couldn't do it without the support of this office.
Aww.
I really believe in this office. We are strong on education, strong on support, and all you need to do is ask, and there's help in whatever direction you want to grow your business. And I guess my last thing is be true to yourself, because since I've been doing this, everyone, including my husband, has been telling me that I need to do things differently. And I'm like, no, just know your true north and head toward true north all the time. And then that will be your, I don't know, that'll be your legacy. I guess.
Oh, good words of encouragement, you guys. A round of applause. Take a picture real quick. Come here. So excited. Yes. Yeah. Congrats, Kelly. Excited to celebrate all of you. I know there's a couple more of you guys too that we're going to celebrate in the next coming weeks. So you're going to see some more familiar faces and names. And then we'll kind of go from there. Okay. So good to see everyone up. Let's take a look at what our production looks like. I don't know why this clicker's not working. Okay. All right, let's celebrate our people for closings. Jessica, Emma, Richard Chung. Emma and Richard Chung both ×2. The Manushian Group, Esty ×2. David, Tim, Penny, Valerie, Jason, Giselle. We have James, Alexander Ramirez ×2. Lindsay Iskerka, and Ace and Trish. And what does that equal, you guys? $9,864,900. Very impressive. Great job, everyone. Good to see all your names on there. Alice, she has her listing. I'm not sure if she's here. She pitched it last week on Glendora. So this is 32 Glendora Avenue in Long Beach, still sit for 1.75. It's a total of 2 units right there in Long Beach. Stefan, you want to pitch your listing?
Yeah, we put it on the market on Tuesday last week and then showed it for the first time Thursday to a broker open and had open house on Saturday. I think we're going to open escrow this afternoon.
Awesome. Congratulations. Congratulations. Good job. No, you're good.
I was going to say the process. I know we've had a lot of conversations about the process. The process was seamless. I had, I don't know, 20 different showings, and half of those agents asked the question about whether or not there was seller participation, and I answered yes, and only a couple asked how much, to which I replied, submit your offer and we'll negotiate. But the buyer whose offer we selected, he did not ask. He put in his, son, what's the, seller to pay for.
The
SPDD. Yeah, he submitted that with his 2% request. You know, and, it factored out to where it was the best offer for the seller. And we're gonna open escrow. So it was not daunting at all. He just, you know, he trusted the process, if you will, and he's gonna get paid. So it's, yeah, a lot easier than, you know, maybe some of this.
That's great feedback. Thank you. And good to hear. And I think it's the same scenario that we've been discussing. The more and more we get out and do it and get it in the practice, the more society, the more as an industry as a whole is going to be used to this, right? They're going to become accustomed to the new way of doing things, right? And then we're going to go from there. So thank you for that feedback, Stefan. Harry has a listing 2217 West Raymond Street in Compton. It's listed for 610, 3-bed, 1-bath. Kendra has a listing on Laguna Way in Cypress. It's listed at 499 and it's a 2-bed, 2-bath. And I think that's it. Listing pitches, buyer needs. Let's open up to the room. Does anyone have any listings they'd like to pitch? Buyers they have needs for? Yes.
My name's Lefton with the Heidi and Leslie team. We have something coming up in Huntington Beach in Huntington Bay. It's a really nice little condo complex. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and the HOA is pretty low. It's in the 200s every month. I think it's like about 230. And it's only a mile from the beach. We're gonna list around 670.
Great job. Congrats. I love that. Anyone else? Listings they want to pitch? Buyers they need properties for? All right. Let's move on. So now it's time for the man of the hour to talk about some of your favorite things, which is broker compliance. Simon, come on up here. What do you have for us, pal?
How's everyone?
Good.
Had a wonderful holiday. So it's going to be a little dry material, but I think it's vital and very important. The form, all of you should have access to it. It's the MLS form. It's an addendum. So it's an addendum that incorporates specific language that talks about, you know, opting in, opting out of the MLS. But there's very specific information on there that it's vital and very important for us to understand as we're listing properties. And, you know, as Stefan stated, the fact, right? The MLS does not have any more compensation incorporated, right? It's been completely eliminated. So now the question is, how do we properly educate our clients on the importance of why we still need the MLS? Well, this form, the multiple listing service addendum, incorporates the specific language that is necessary for us to explain it to the seller. Why do you think we need the MLS? Throwing a question out there. What's the purpose of the MLS?
To help sell the property.
Yeah, to expose more eyes on the property, right? It's a segue and an opportunity for agents and also consumers to see that you have a freshly new listing, right? That's the whole purpose of the MLS. But it also has specific information on here, and that's where it goes with what is an MLS, right? Well, the MLS describes price, terms, and conditions. It also does not incorporate any longer the compensation. Okay, so I got to be very clear when you're having conversation, similar to what Stefan was saying when he was having the conversation when he went on the listing appointment, you know, that's now negotiable. Okay, it's not like it used to be the total compensation plus what we used to give as cooperating compensation to anyone that brings us a ready, willing, and able buyer, right? So the information gives us that. The MLS also further informs the concessions, right? Now, when you input the information on the MLS, it says seller is willing or will not incorporate compensation or concessions, right? As part of the segue, right? It doesn't say about commissions. It doesn't say, you know, what percentage, but it only says if the seller is willing to provide, you know, concessions, yes or no, right? So that gives us a segue now to have a conversation when someone is inquiring about it. hey, Stefan, my name is Simon with Keller Williams, you know, is the property still available, right? Yeah, the property's still available. Is the seller willing to, you know, pay any type of concession? Yeah, okay, just bring in your offer with the terms, right? And that's where you incorporate the offer, plus all of the advisory and include, you know, the the SPP form as part of the negotiations and your negotiations with the offer, okay? Seller consents to broker providing a copy of the listing agreement. So part of the process here with the MLS, right, with all the rules and changes, okay, I myself included, when it comes to the MLS, there's a lot of new information, okay, and I'm talking about the rules and regulation of what the MLS has, right, CRMLS. I would encourage all of you, I know it's boring and I know it's a lot of information, but I would also encourage you to go through the policy and procedure. That way you get a better understanding of what you can and cannot do. Who likes violations? Who likes to pay? No one, right? So I caution all of you, right? The importance of understanding the rules and regulations because the MLS is monitoring all of the listings, okay? Nothing on the MLS shall say anything about compensation to agents, right? On agent remarks, on private remarks, folks, okay? They're policing it. And if they see something that is in violation, they're going to give you a warning or they may not, and then sanction you with a fine, okay? Again, full transparency. You got to just watch what you're putting on there. And if you have questions, by all means, please reach out to us. We're here to help and, you know, navigate that for you as well. What is the benefits, right? That's the next section. What are the benefits of impacting on the MLS, right? The seller has the option to opt in or the seller has the option to opt out, meaning you don't have to put it on the MLS. But also goes into the umbrella, does everyone understand the clear cooperation policy? If I was to ask any of you, can you really articulate what the clear cooperation policy is? Okay. No one. Okay, no. The clear cooperation was embedded back in the summer of 2020. For all of these MLS that were basically being sold off market, okay, full transparency. So CRMLS with the California Association enacted a policy to protect the bigger picture, I guess, with transparency and providing full exposures to listings and the sellers, because a lot of agents were doing off markets and double ending transactions, right? And the agents were getting very upset, very upset. It's like, wait a minute, we submitted a high offer with good terms. How is it that the seller ended up closing that MLS with a lower price? And better yet, it has information that that agent who was the listing agent also doubled ended, right? That was the whole purpose of clear cooperation, full transparency. This form has a language on there that provides about the understanding of clear cooperation, okay? Do you all know that on the MLS, when you get a listing, how soon after do you need to put it on the multiple listing service? Is it
48
1
hours.
day? Is it 2 days? Or is it 3 days?
48 hours.
What is it?
48 hours.
48 hours. 48 hours. Who else?
48.
The answer is 24 hours.
Is it
That's
really?
1 day. Yes. 1 day from getting
I was
an
wrong.
executed listing agreement, you
Needs to be
must
on the MLS.
input it on the MLS.
48 is the command, by the way, to open.
Yeah.
Because that's the reason that
Yes.
the FCA and the team leader.
Yeah, I give you a slack. Expert one.
Yeah. And
It's 12. I just changed the
and
rules.
it's
It's
on-
12 now. You have 12 hours.
Not only just to add some, the clear policy came about eliminating pocket listings.
Right.
If you remember that, pocket listings, but you can still trade, you know, figure of speech, pocket listings inside the broker,
Correct.
right?
Well,
So, yeah, go ahead.
you're going 2 steps ahead of me, Benny. So
Yeah.
so I, yeah. So everyone is clear, right? So you get a listing executed, you have 24 hours to input it on the MLS, okay? Now there's other avenues in how you can approach it, where if it doesn't go on the MLS, what must you do?
Have an exclusionary form.
There you go. You definitely have to register it, but you have a sound form, SELM form, right? Seller excludes it from the MLS. That could be for a future date, could be a couple of days, couple of weeks, couple of months, or completely never put it on the MLS. But we need to have documentation, right, from the seller telling us those directions. Okay. So that's the only way that you can override that 1 day provision. Okay. Now, if the property is not on the MLS, right? You don't have it on the MLS, but you have an executed listing agreement. Can you do any type of marketing? Any type of marketing? Social media, your personal websites, third-party sites, any of that? How many say no?
Can you ask the question again?
The question is, you have a listing agreement signed and executed, but you don't have it on the MLS, right? Can you do any type of marketing? Any type of marketing? Meaning third-party websites, social media, any of that nature?
Yes,
Okay.
signed an MLS exclusion form.
Okay, okay, that's one. Anyone else? Yes, no?
My understanding is no, except within the brokerage.
There you go. That is the correct answer. So the answer is no. Even if you have an exclusive listing, taking it off the MLS, you cannot do any type of marketing whatsoever. Okay. The only way you can do so is internal, meaning your office, your agents internally, you can promote it as part of the marketing. Yes, Manny.
That's in essence the clear policy.
That's right.
Also market it to your own book of business.
That is correct. Your own client.
Yeah.
Your own clients. If they're not your clients, you cannot. But if you're your clients and these are your clients' database, then you can promote your listing.
Simon, what was the definition of a client? The DRE clarified that. I think it was like 6 months or something. You had to be in communication in the
Correct.
past 6 months
Yeah.
regarding real estate or something.
I don't remember, but I think it was it 6 months?
Yeah. Well, we'll have to look it up just to define what that is, but
Yeah.
just FYI.
All right. So does everyone understand the meaning of coming soon? Coming soon. Okay. So you do have that option to put this property as coming soon. What is coming soon, right? Does everyone know how many days a coming soon is? 21 days, right?
Up to.
Yeah. Up to 21 days, right? So meaning, let's say that you get the listing and you put it, and the seller has that option to go coming soon or not, right? Seller can say to you, Simon, I just want to put it active. Let's go ahead and start marketing, right? But the seller also has the option to do it as a coming soon. The whole purpose of coming soon is to get the property ready to market. Okay. And the seller and the agent have up to 21 days. Now, it doesn't impact your days on market or your cumulative days on market. Okay, it doesn't. But it doesn't stop it. It's consistent calendar days. So if you put the property as a coming soon and you put it on hold and wait 3 days and then put it back, it's still going to show all of the days. It's not going to hold days. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so it rides for 21 days, regardless of what you do with the status. Okay, if you let it go 21 days, it'll automatically go active. Okay, so it doesn't prolong it, because I've had questions where agent says, well, if I put it on hold because the seller wants extra time, will that stop the days from continuous? And the answer is no, it'll still continue. So if you put it today, 21 days from now, it'll go active. Okay, any questions regarding that? Okay.
21 days, but they want to go active sooner.
Yeah. So the question is, if you do 21 and the seller says, hey, by the 10th day, I want to go ahead and go active, you can modify it and put it from coming soon to active within 10 days. Yeah, good question. And it does have on this form the ability to instruct us as the agent if the seller wants to exclude it from the MLS, right? And that's, again, 3 components, right? For the entire listing agreement to a certain calendar day or days in general, meaning let's wait 2 weeks and then we'll put it as an active listing, okay? Or let's put it on September 15 as an example, and then we'll go active. Or let's never put it on the MLS, but we need instructions from the seller to do so. Okay. Any questions on that? All right. We talked about the clear cooperation policy, but also on the next part is the seller concessions. All right. The seller concession, which is one whole paragraph on here that gives us some insight of what concessions are, right? And I'm going to read the following. The concession explanation. Concessions are monetary payments that a seller agrees to contribute towards buyer's expenses and other costs. A buyer is responsible for the transaction. Buyer responsibility. Okay. So I want you to start thinking a little bit of what that buyer responsibility is. Concessions may include, but are not limited to cost of escrow, title, lender fees, repairs, inspections, and buyer broker compensation. Concessions identified in the MLS listings are not promised to pay, but instead indicated to a buyer that the seller will consider offer asking for concessions. Okay. Now, consider and acceptance are 2 different things, folks, okay? Because a consideration is me asking, hey, is the seller willing to pay some concessions? But until we have it in writing, then it's now what's agreed upon. What I've been getting a lot is issues and complaints about what used to be on the MLS and not on the MLS now, which is the commission, right? If an agent saw the property when there was commission being promoted and they were in negotiations, and then August 17 that was removed, or August 13 that was removed, can that agent have an argument saying, hey, I saw it when the MLS had 2.5%, and we were in negotiations through that. You need to honor that. Okay. If you're the listing agent, how do you respond to that? Okay. Do you honor it, or do you revert back to the agreements? Well, remember, all of the changes happened for this reason, to eliminate what transpired this NAR settlement, right? So the argument here is you don't go backwards. We go to the present and moving forward. So in essence, that is no longer part of the negotiations until it was accepted. Now, if the acceptance happened prior to August 13, then they have a valid reason for compensation because it was within the period of time. But anything after, it's all negotiable, ladies and gentlemen, all negotiable. Make sense? Offer asking for concession specified on the MLS, not intended to be binding unless seller includes the acceptance of the purchase agreement. There it is, folks. Until you have an executed purchase agreement from both buyer and the seller, then whatever those terms, including compensation or concessions, then that's valid. Okay. Concessions specified must be allowed to be used for any permission buyer expenses, meaning that if you're going to submit an offer, right, you're going to include the SPB form. Okay, that's part of your negotiations. Earlier, Stefan said that it was a very smooth process, right? They submitted an offer. They probably included proof of funds, lender, a pre-approval loan, and all of the advisors are including the purchase agreement and the SPB form, right? He received it, he presented it to the seller says, okay, what's this, right? And it's our job to explain that the buyer's agent is requesting compensation as part of the negotiations, okay? And it's on this form. Say again? What about it? You can incorporate that as part of the negotiations. So Bob is saying about the BRBC form, right? So as a listing agent, can you ask for a copy of the last page of the buyer representation agreement? The answer is yes, you can. Full transparency, right? So part of the segue here is if you're the listing agent, you want to know what the buyer is responsible to pay their agent, you can ask for a copy. There's language that says about, getting a copy of the last page of the BRBC form. And the BRBC makes sure that what you put on the first page of the BRBC form, it incorporates the same information on the fourth page of the BRBC form. There's a section about the percentage that the buyer is responsible to pay you a commission. Okay, and that's the receipt and the proof of full transparency to the agent. Okay. I would not recommend sending it only if asked. Yeah, if they don't ask, why are you going to divulge information? Only if they ask. Stefan.
And I didn't ask. I didn't quite frankly see any relevance in needing to know, because they asked for 2%. Maybe if they had asked for something outside of the boundaries, it would have triggered something, but I didn't see this. They provided, as you mentioned, actually too much financial information. They provided that the buyer was pre-approved for 720 when they were writing an offer at 630. Don't do that. And they provided bank statements and brokerage funds and everything to show that they and credit scores and lender letters and et cetera. I didn't see any value in needing to know what they agreed to. Is there anything?
Yeah. Good point.
You're right. You have the right to ask.
You definitely have the right as part of the negotiations. Yes.
Some things that Sarah was saying that she needs though for escrow is page 5 of the buyer broker agreement.
Yeah.
So
I think
that could be collected from the buyer's agent after escrow opens.
I think if the buyer is paying their agent, then she needs to see that. But I'm not sure of this. I'm asking.
I can answer that. Yeah.
If the seller's paying it, then
Yeah, for sure.
then I don't think it's here.
Yeah. As Stefan says, if the buyer is responsible to pay compensation, then a copy of the receipt escrow is going to need. So that way the buyer comes in with the amount necessary to close out the loan or the deal. Yeah. So closing.
We can ask
down
too to
payment.
confirm.
So, but if seller is paying, then that would be required because you have the.
That is correct. Yeah. And
Yeah.
you probably have a counter offer too, but it's up to the listing agent to also let the escrow officer know, hey, here are the breakdowns of commission, if any, as well. Yeah. Good question. Anyone else?
I
Yes.
actually just had an escrow officer ask me for the modification because my BRCC was higher than what ended up transpiring.
Yeah.
And I forgot about the MT
Yeah.
modification one too. So the
That's right.
escrows are asking for all of
Yeah.
that.
So that's a good point too. So if you have a buyer representation agreement, right, that shows 3%, and after negotiations with the listing agent and the seller, they offer 2.5%, and you're okay with 2.5%, they may ask for a modification of the buyer representation agreement to modify the lower amount that you're accepting.
And she
Okay.
specifically asked for that MT form because I did it in addendum number 2. And she said that wasn't there.
Yeah, there's a modification, a buyer representation agreement that you need to utilize for that purpose to satisfy that compliance. Yeah, so. Okay. And then the last thing of it is, the photography. The seller has the option to let any consumer buyers or anyone do any videos or photography, or the seller may say no to that. And if that's the case, then you can put on agent remarks that anyone wishing to see the property to make sure that there is no photography taken or videos of that nature. So with that, that's pretty much it with this form. Any final questions?
Any general questions? Thank you, Simon. Thank you for the reminder. Thank you for the reminder. All right, James, what do you have for us? Why don't you grab Simon's got that microphone, grab it right from them. There you go. What do you have for us, James?
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So those of you who attended the team meeting last week, we had the mega camp takeaway from a wonderful panel here. Everybody had a nice takeaway. But one that stuck with me was the one that Richard said, be proud of your price when you talk to the clients, okay? Before, when we had to talk about pricing, we used to talk to sellers alone. We got to do a listing presentation, and then we discuss our price. Now we have to do it with buyers as well. So what I want to add is being proud of your price is not enough. You have to show your clients your value proposition, okay? Very important to show him value proposition, because being proud of your price, well, he's proud of his money. He doesn't want to pay that amount. So you have to show him your value proposition. If you're working with a seller, show him how you are a local expert, how you're going to make marketing for him. Show him your value. And value proposition simply answers the question, why should I work with you as an agent and not work with the other agent from RE/MAX? He must see the value that you're offering him, and he will be willing to pay the price, whether you're doing a listing presentation to a seller or a buyer consultation to a buyer. That's just what I wanted to say today. So focus very much on your value proposition and prepare it, and be ready to cite it out when you talk to any of your clients. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, James. Good reminder. Good reminder. Stefan?
I think a great value proposition today would be to contact anybody that you know or work with in Rancho PV. See if they're okay. Good point, right? I mean, I don't know if everybody's seen the news on that.
I think I learned quite this morning, as well.
The,
I think it's like 2.6
you know, people have been joking for years of California falling in the ocean, and it's actually. So if you know anybody in Rancho, maybe reach out and check on them and see if there's anything that you could do for them as a real estate professional.
Good point. Thank you, Stefan. All right. So just a friendly reminder, make sure you go back and talk to our escrow ladies. I'm going to ask Sarah a little bit more to cover at the next team meeting. Again, just maybe what forms have changed with all the form changes of what they're requiring, what they're asking to look for. That way you guys can have a nice, smooth escrow process. So make sure you go back and have a little chat with Sarah. Let's bring up our title gals. Ladies, come on up here. What do you have for us? Great. Yeah, round of applause. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. We're like going, who's going to talk first? Hi. What do I say? Hi, everybody. How are you? Labor Day.
Yes.
What's the rest of the crew?
The good ones are here. Come on. The good ones are here.
Exactly. So we wanted to remind you guys of a couple things that we send out regularly. One is our Fidelity SoCal comps. SoCal comps, we send out the trend reports once a month. This is based on solds from the prior month. It's year over year. And these are great pieces, you guys, to farm with and to hand out. But again, it's based on solds only. So anything active, you're going to find that in the Altos report. We know you guys have Altos here. Do you guys use that a lot? I read it every week. It's interesting, and you can see the trends happening week by week right now. And so it's really important. If you're not using it, I encourage you to sign up. We know that's something that the office offers, and not everyone has that. So
but the Altos is different from the trend reports. Okay, so know that the Altos is for what went pending the prior week, and then our trend reports, that's going to be on closed sales. So what happens is the data will update usually around the third week of every month. And then that's going to give you the sales data for the previous month. So right now we're kind of at the beginning of September. We haven't updated for September. We just did the August update. So you're seeing through July on solds.
Yeah, definitely. And then the other thing on SoCal comps, we'll send them out, but you can go to the website and look up anywhere. It has all the Southern California counties and also a couple in Arizona. And it's great because it also gives trend reports, and the trend reports will have, it'll show you everything that's closed, and it'll also show you which ones were off market. So sometimes we get that question of, oh, do you have any off-market sales? Because we see everything at title, and it'll actually pull those out. So it's really easy for you to find. Great for if you need appraisals or something like that. What do you want to talk
The
about?
the flyer that we put out there on the trend, SoCal comps and trend reports, we gave you the login information with the password. That's on the flyer. You can go there. You'll need that username and password to get in. You can always access it from our website, but it's probably good just to go direct and use that password. The other thing you guys that we send out are the county trend reports, same things. We send these out every month, a whole email with all the counties. We just give an example today for Los Angeles, but these are also found on our website. So if anyone's wanting trend reports to get that data to put out on your marketing, let us know. And since we're coming off a holiday, let's talk about holidays. These are the remaining holidays for that we put out for 2024. You guys, so we're going to close a lot of deals between now and then, right? Except we can't record on these certain days. So that's why we put that out there so you can plan for moving with your clients. And anything you guys need, let us know. Thank you, everyone.
That's awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you. I know. There's always a good holiday. Lena, what do you have for us? Come on up here. And this is for Zoom. You just kind of hold it. There you go.
Okay.
Yep.
Hi, everyone. Lena with Mayan HD, your natural hazard disclosure provider. I help keep you out of court and prevent the "why didn't you tell me" lawsuits. We've got a new update to the listing agreement. It states now, right here under the natural hazard disclosure, that the seller shall order and pay for the NHD report 5 days after taking a listing. So I know all of you, I mean, a lot of you already do this, is order your NHD reports at the time of listing. This is what we recommend, but now it's actually in the listing contract. Yes, it does have a, it says "or," and then you can put in the amount, the dates. You could do 30 days or whatever. But just to let you know, we saw this coming, and it's actually here. And you don't have to worry, because with Mayan HD, if you don't close, you don't pay. So just order away. These are the seller pays at the close of escrow. So don't worry about the seller having to pay. So just order away at mayanhd.com, or reach out to me and I'll order that for you. Okay.
Awesome.
Any questions?
Cool.
Okay, I
Thanks,
love
Lena.
it.
Thank you. Good reminder. Good reminder. All right, Mike, what do you have for us?
Interest rates are still looking great.
Oh, yeah.
Grab
Thanks.
this from you real quick. So interest rates are still looking great. This Friday is the next big jobs report. We've all been waiting all month for this, because last month it was that jobs report that set us on this downward trend, like a definitive downward trend with interest rates. So we're looking for this Friday to keep us going in that same direction. So there's a lot hinging on that. Obviously, everybody has been talking about the Fed meeting and the Fed cutting rates as well. So there's a lot of buzz about lower interest rates coming. We'll see what happens this Friday, but still, this is pretty darn good considering the last couple of years we've had. I just want to have another reminder that, as so many different economists are talking about, and a lot of people within real estate, especially Gary Keller as well, as these interest rates come down, transactions are going to start picking back up. And as that happens, remember, we've got this new shift and change with this buyer broker agreement that everybody is focusing on, the compensation and how's this going to work. But as we start getting busier, a lot of people get so excited about a new transaction that sometimes they forget to keep their lenders in the loop on some of these things. And it's so important now more than ever that when you're in the middle of negotiations, that you're keeping your lender in the loop. Because as Stefan was talking about, he had a wonderful situation where the stars kind of aligned. You know, they asked for compensation from the seller. He didn't actually ask for the buyer broker agreement because they provided a bunch of other great documentation showing that they were very well qualified. Just remember, not all transactions and not all buyers are so strong financially, like this situation that worked out so wonderfully for him. So please keep your lenders in the loop, because there'd be nothing worse than getting an offer accepted and then finding out that your buyer freaks out because they don't have the money to cover a compensation for a buyer broker. So just include your lender in these conversations. We'll help deal with those conversations with the buyers too, because remember, I know it's new for buyers agents to talk about how much buyers are paying, but lenders have been doing this for years and years. We can help you navigate those conversations about what their bottom line is. We're here to support you through it. So just keep us involved.
Great.
that's
Thanks,
about it.
Mike. Thank you. And then we look forward to the update on the jobs report. Hopefully lower interest rates, right? All right, guys, let's take a look at what we have on the calendar tomorrow. This is going to be in person only. Richard Chung is hosting a for sale by owner and expired listing mastermind. Again, this is going to be a super collaborative group. So if you guys are calling for sale by owners, if that is a piece of business that is a part of your business, if you want it to be a part of your business, please come and participate in this. You guys are going to talk about best practices, share some conversations that may or may not be working, geographic areas that you guys can talk about how you're getting that info. It is in person only though, since it will be a mastermind. So come here at the office tomorrow. It's going to be from 12 to 1 here at Coastal. Legal issues, how to avoid them in today's market. So basically, Laura's going to be going over the RERM benefits, which stands for our risk management company. Every single one of your transactions is protected under the risk management company, and it's important to understand what it is, what it can do to help you, what it can do to help your clients. And Laura's going to be reviewing that on Wednesday at 2:30 on Zoom. She's going to be talking about utilizing the best way, the legal protection and the systems and the programs that they have, and how you guys can help articulate that value proposition to your clients. As we're having conversations about value proposition, this is a key important one, right? That they have access to this team of attorneys during the transaction. So this is completely different, even though this is back-to-back sessions, basically. On Thursday, we are going to have her not here. Minnie, do you want to talk a little bit about this? Kim just put this in.
She'll go over the CR, buyer rep, seller rep, all those aspects from the attorney point of view. If you have any questions, I think this is on Zoom. We're gonna have like a watch party, so you have to be here to come in and participate. It's gonna be broadcast, I think in all the offices, but you won't have a direct link. You will have to come be here physically for the broadcast. So it's in person here, but she won't be here in person, if it makes sense. You can still ask questions, after a presentation, but definitely come if you still have confusion or just want to get another aspect, the most recent about all the CR changes from Renat.
Yeah, good. Thank you, Minnie, for the clarity. Again, Laura's is about the RRM portal. It's not the questions. Renat is going to be going more over the questions of the changes that have happened. Thanks, Minnie. All right, negotiation course. Who in here has taken Brandon Lauder's courses? Raise your hands. Hi, good. So we see a group of people that have gone through. Congratulations. Brandon's getting ready to do it again to become a negotiations expert. He's going to be teaching his classes. There's a one-day class and he's teaching it twice. And that's again for the negotiation expert course.
Just one note. This is not the CNE. This is the CNS. This is the Certified Negotiator Specialist. It's a brand new curriculum. It's a whole different class and designation. It's a 1 day that he teaches. It will take place both on Thursday and Friday, September 12th and 13th. Here on Thursday in person, and then Friday in South Bay. Okay, so he's offering that to our agents for $900 to get that experience and the designation. Again, but it's a different curriculum. Stefan?
No, when you think about the choices we have in terms of where we work, right? I'm constantly looking for value. And I'll tell you, Brandon, we have our own internal instructor where we can participate in his classes. He comes to us, and I believe that designation is going to be more and more valuable going forward as we sing with buyers. It's going to almost become a norm. And so if you don't have it, you're going to stand out for not having that.
For sure.
What is the other designation that I think CER offers at no cost? Maybe it's NAR with the buyer. buyer expert,
Are you talking about the ABR?
ABR. thank you.
And that is cost. You do have to pay for that, and you have to pay for a membership.
Yeah, but double check because they always run specials and you don't have to pay for it. because
Right.
of What's happening right now? Is it NAR or CR?
So it's through NAR?
NAR.
They had
So-
it for $249, but then they had it for free, right?
Yeah. I just want to clarify, there is a membership cost. That's why I want to say the class may be nothing, but to get the ABR, there's a membership cost.
But
Yeah.
one thing is, think about yourself, if you have two designations, I'm a bar specialist, and I'm also
Yeah.
an association expert, if it's a CNE, a CNS, it shows well, and then raise your hand, besides myself, if you have a bio. Bio is like a letterhead, like a short story about yourself, it's a more attractive version of your resume.
Yes.
Yeah, so raise your hand if you don't have a bio, or just, don't, it's not a test, raise your hand if you don't have a bio, raise your hand if you don't have a bio. I recommend you go today to ChatGPT and ask her to write you a bio, right? Ask her. Well, the creators are men, so it's gotta be her. It's gotta be her. So that's why she's smart. So, but ask her to create you a bio and have it part of your handout. Like you have to have a bio, and then of this bio, what have you, it's gonna be. Those are my
Mhm.
designations. It shows well, like, because you are a professional.
Yeah, thank you. Really good points. What were you gonna say?
Sorry.
I was just gonna say the ABR, they are waiving the membership right now.
Oh, good.
You have to pay for the elective course to qualify. It was like $70. So I just
Mhm.
finished that.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Easy. Hmm.
Get the free membership for a year.
That's great. That's great. What else? Love it. Yeah, of course. Okay, guys. Command Tech with Dougie, two really good opportunities. We have it September 11th at 1 p.m. Easily load and manage your contacts into Command and send your clients neighborhood updates from Command on the 18th at 11. Again, come in person if you guys have Command questions. This is a really good time to utilize that resource. I know Doug covers a lot during those sessions, not just this category. So if you guys have more Command questions, please come and participate in that.
Can I just mention one thing?
Yes.
I'm not sure, is that here? I'm not sure what he's gonna teach, but if you're curious to know, I just want to align myself to the new website version of KW, just like enroll that, and now all of you have the new website, updated website. And if you go on it on Command, it's the bottom left icon on Command. And if you click on it, you have an option to edit the content, and you can create a single property website for a new listing. Or if you're hosting something, you can borrow that page and do that. And you have option in 2 seconds to add, different language, like seller is willing to offer buyer concession and that kind of language, okay? If you want to make like a digital one-page website, just want to mention that, so maybe that can cover that, or you can ask him to show you how it's been done. It takes 30 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Good point, Minnie. Thank you. Seller payment concessions for buyer broker compensation. Simon's going to be going over the SPBB form again, and just really boiling down again the implementation of what this form means and how it's affecting you and your clients. Please mark your calendars. That's every Friday at 10:30, but specifically happening on Friday. I'd love to see you guys at the Reimagine Expo. Who's already registered? I know a couple. I know we've got some good. Yeah, I know. I think we already have about 20 or so going from the office. So real exciting. You guys want to jump on that bandwagon for the CAR Expo. Again, it is at no cost to you if you're a CAR member. Come and have fun. We're going to have a great time downtown together. We're going to go on a nice big group, wonderful training sessions, but we'd love to have you there. So mark your calendars for that week, and we'll catch you in downtown Long Beach. We have the book club, The Art of the Good Life. Thank you to our lovely ladies back there that helped us get the books. Thank you. So you can go ahead and sign up for a book. I believe they've come in, right? Or they haven't come in yet? Okay. Totally fine. So go ahead and just sign up there, you guys, to join for the book club. We'd love to have you. Books are going to be coming in here like a little bit later today, so we'll get them to you this week so you guys can take a look at it. Besides that, I don't see Alice or Donna. Okay. Sometimes they hide around the corner. So just a friendly reminder, script and role play. Remember, our team meetings happen every Tuesday at noon. And right before the team meeting, we do have our amazing script and role play with Stefan and his group. It's always very engaging. So you can come at 11 and then stay until after the team meeting. And you guys will get a really good dose of education and conversation that you're hearing in real estate. And that's it, you guys. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Zoom. Good to see you, Zoom.